So, you're an Amazon seller who wants to do what anybody would. Improve your rankings, conversions, and sales so you can make as much money as possible, right? Did the promise of making a fortune on Amazon cause you, like me, to drop whatever else you were doing, invest a ton of time, money, and energy into this? Wouldn't it be nice to finally hit that $50,000, $100,000, $500,000, or even $1 million mark this year? How about being able to consistently, day after day and week after week, end your day by doing whatever you want? Whether that's going out to eat, to a movie or a game, or even shopping. And then wake up the next day to thousands of dollars in revenue without ever touching your computer or answering a single phone call. I mean, that's why I got in this, and I'm sure that's at least part of what drew you in, right? But here's the side of things you and I didn't anticipate. Do you sometimes wonder why other sellers are able to do so well, but you still don't quite have it all figured out? Doesn't it at least slightly irritate you to log into your Seller Central and see your inventory, which signifies the investment of your hard-earned money, just sitting there, not moving? There's got to be a reason for that, and I'll tell you, it's not because you haven't worked hard enough or spent enough money, okay? It's actually much simpler than that, and this might surprise you. It's not even your fault. What if I told you that almost everything you've been taught about making money on Amazon so far is pretty much a lie? Think about it for just 1 second. Why are all these gurus out here teaching us all this crap about Amazon instead of actually doing it themselves? Well, before I get too far ahead of myself, I've got to introduce who I am. My name is Dana Derricks, and I used to ask myself these questions all the time. But the one thing that may separate you and I the most is the fact that I am the premier Amazon copywriter in the world. In fact, you may have heard of me before from some of the speeches I've given or by the vast amount of endorsements I've gotten by Amazon sellers themselves. Long story short, I've worked with literally hundreds of sellers, some doing as much as $3 million per month in sales. Let me tell you, those sellers would not be caught dead giving away any of their secrets. Why would they? You see, there's an honest, heartfelt reason why you should listen to me and implement what I'm about to share with you. Nobody has worked with more sellers and gotten an insider's perspective on everything they do. That means all their secrets, tricks, and strategies than me. Nobody has gotten better results for their clients than me. I'll show you some of those later. But most importantly, nobody charges more to work with Amazon sellers and help them make as much money as possible than me. And no, I'm not about to charge you for anything for what I'm about to share with you, so just hang in here. But let me back up just one quick step. I didn't just trip and fall one day and find these secrets out that have helped me build my own $250,000 per year Amazon business in 5 weeks with just 2 products. You see, for 5 painstaking years, I've been exclusively working on Amazon listings. That means running tests, making tweaks to the format, the structure, and the copy to get them perfectly optimized. Here's what I have been able to do. I was able to figure out how to rank listings as high as possible, to rake in as much traffic as possible. I figured out how to turn as many readers into buyers as possible to maximize conversions. And I've figured out how to sell as many units as possible to put as much cash in your bank account as possible. What's this done? Well, this has helped me turn dozens of regular sellers into millionaires. The best part? The product that you have doesn't matter. I've worked on anything you can think of. And the basic principles and what I've discovered, which I'm about to show you, remains the same and can be applied to anything you sell. I've worked with millionaires in almost every single category on Amazon. And let me ask you this. If you ate, slept, and breathed the same thing for 5 years, you'd get pretty good at it, wouldn't you? That, combined with the millions and millions of dollars in sales revenue I've helped clients and myself rack in over the years, is why nobody else on the planet knows Amazon and how to optimize your listings as well as I do. But back to the point of this video. Why in the world am I showing you how I just launched another $250,000 per year Amazon business in 5 weeks? Well, pretty simple. I want you to enjoy what I have. Now, don't get me wrong. Making money is one thing, a pretty nice thing, but touching lives and fulfilling a purpose is a whole nother story. Let me just share a quick personal story that's going to help me illustrate this new Amazon business and why it compelled me so much to make this video you're watching. You see, I've been making a pretty decent chunk of change as an Amazon consultant and freelance copywriter for a number of years now, and that's been great. I've even had my own Amazon businesses which have done extremely well over the years. But in the past 6 months or so, I've had a breakthrough that's made some of my clients filthy rich, and I mean filthy rich. In fact, what I discovered is so darn good that I decided to retire from my copywriting business, which I was getting paid $300,000 per year, by the way, in fees, to invest more in my own Amazon product lines. Pretty much going all in. And it's super, I can't stress enough how much this has paid off. And yes, when I made this transition, everyone I knew thought I was totally crazy, tried to talk me out of it. So here's what happened. In literally 5 weeks, 34 days to be exact, I've been able to launch just 2 products on about $3,000 of an inventory investment. I implemented the breakthrough that I discovered working with those millionaire clients, and in the first 2 weeks, I was on pace to bring in over $100,000 by year end. In the first 2 weeks. Now, not even 6 weeks later, on this brand new Amazon account with everything brand new, I'm on pace to clear over $250,000 in sales by the end of the year, and that grows every day. 2 weeks from now, that could be $500,000. It's growing faster than I can hardly keep up with. And keep in mind, that's if I were to change nothing, if I were to not introduce any more products, and I were to just put this on complete autopilot. Not bad, huh? Well, I mean, think about that. What if just 2 products, $3,000 investment, brought you $250,000 a year on autopilot? I mean, think about how easy that would be to scale. Think about how much that would change your life. With this, well, let me just get back to one thing here. Let's get back to the part of the story that actually matters. So with this business, unlike my other Amazon businesses, I decided to kind of go outside of my comfort zone because I now realize how easily this can sustain it, and I included my family. So already in just 5 weeks, I kid you not, 5 weeks, we've went from basically having a rink-dink production facility in the upstairs of my aunt's house to now we've moved into a 1,500 square foot office and warehouse that my aunt and cousin work full time at, and they were working pretty crappy jobs that I've kind of rescued them from, which just, I mean, that's worth more than anything to me. And this is us at the grand opening. There's me on the right with my goofy hat on. We had just moved in there, and everybody is just super proud, and just it was a truly special day. We've come a long way, and it's a feeling that I want everybody to feel. So anyway, the point I'm making is that I felt so proud and so touched by this that I want as many people out there to experience it as I possibly can. And I truly mean that. I mean, it's one thing for having an Amazon account, seller account that's doing well, and that you don't have a personal, connection to. You're just kind of ordering products and sending them right to the Amazon warehouse, and you're just not really there. You're not seeing this all in action. And it's another when you can involve your family, you can create jobs, you can, change lives. And in doing so, you're making a crap load of money. So here's the deal. If I can apply this breakthrough and my secrets to just 2 products and make over $250,000 a year with literally hundreds of thousands, I mean, think about that. This is just 2 products. There's hundreds of thousands of products in the Amazon catalog. So I think there's room for others to do this without interfering with what I have going on. So that's why I'm about to share this with you. here's the main secret of how I did it. So in my 5 years working for literally hundreds of different Amazon sellers and optimizing literally thousands of listings, spending so much money, so much time, doing so many tests, every single one of my clients agreed that the best investment they have ever made above everything else was optimizing their listings. Why? It's pretty simple. Think about this. If you could pay a small fee to make your listing rank higher, convert more browsers into buyers, and maximize your sales, it'd be pretty much a no-brainer, especially if you saw a return on that investment within the first few weeks, right? Well, how about this? What if your, optimizing your listing not only helped you to rank as high as possible in the search results, so you get as many eyes on your listing as possible, convert as many browsers into buyers, so you're leaving next to no money on the table, maximize your sales, so you're depositing more and more in your bank account, but it also allowed you to spend more money on advertising to drown out your competitors and make that money go further because, you're not just making more money in sales, but you're also cutting down on your advertising costs by converting your listing better. I like to call that, double dipping, and it's about as good as it gets for an Amazon seller. I know what you're thinking, and it's $1 million question. How exactly does a person optimize their listings? I gotta be brutally honest. That doesn't mean trusting just anybody to do it. In fact, I would estimate that about 90% of the gurus, services, and consultants out there have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. And I say this in confidence because A, I worked in this field exclusively for the past 5 years, and B, I had about 70% of my clients come to me after already being disappointed by another guru, service, or consultant. Even worse, some of those knockoff wannabe Amazon copywriters, they even go as far as having interns or $10 per hour writers try to write listings and sell them to you as being optimized. It's actually pretty scary. So anyway, I'm gonna try to take a very complex thing and make it simple. Optimizing your listing, you do it in 3 ways. First, you got to make sure your title is optimized with the right amount of not only keywords, but also benefits and triggers to get your customer to want to click your listing over your competitors. And that works even if you're the most expensive. The second thing, you want to make sure your bullets are optimized in the proper format so that they can be easily skimmed over and read, depending on your audience and what they're comfortable, doing. Then have the right amount of keywords mixed in with benefits to get them to buy. The third thing, you want to make sure your description ties everything together. It includes any missing information to push your potential customer over the fence and become a buyer. And it has to be in the proper format so that it's easily readable, and it's nice and clean and fits the space perfectly. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Since this video ran a little bit longer than I expected, I'm going to offer a part 2 in which I'll go into greater detail on the 3 secrets I just mentioned above. I'll get right into it, and I'll even dig through some Amazon listings and show you some real life examples of who's doing it right, who's doing it wrong, and show you how you can implement this into your own listings in just a matter of minutes. I can't stress this enough to you. This is really, really powerful stuff that is going to change your life. It doesn't matter if you've been a seller for 10 years and you haven't had the success that you want, or if you've only been a seller for 10 days and you really don't know the ropes yet. This is what you need, and it's going to change the way you look at Amazon. Just click the button below to watch part 2, and I'll send you the link to it immediately.